Right, Germany 2. Let's go back. I guess I'll showcase from UK 1 to Russia 2, I guess. Real quick. Yeah, sub, infantry, fighter, bomber for the UK. Bomber, infantry to India. Sub to Sea Zone 35. Fighter to United Kingdom. Yeah, killed the transport in Sea Zone 5. This one. Attacked my submarine with the cruiser. Guess that was a doctrine check. Yeah, it took the Caucasus with the infantry and a fighter. And then took out the destroyer transport in 61. No units lost, so a nice response from the UK here. Flawless, in fact, didn't lose a single unit. But they didn't do much anyway, so... But it was very vital that they took the Caucasus here, so they can restack it with the Russians, as you see here. My ally Japan, Joe Schmo, opted for 2 infantry, 2 transports and a fighter. We weren't really sure if this was going to be a KJF because of the UK's interesting position with their fleet here. It's quite flexible and it does allow a potential KJF options with an exposed transport here that could come back and actually harass East Indies as well. So we opted to do Pearl and got a pretty good result, and it looks like the Allies have actually left the cruiser alive, which I certainly wasn't expecting. Oh, this is a full KGF. I mean, the UK could do something weird, but it might be wasted. The UK tries to 1v1 Japan. I've not seen it before, but anything can happen, right? Yeah, took out the cruiser in 61. Yunnan, no units lost. Lost a fighter and a sub. It was a very good Pearl. No units lost in Armway. Failed Burma, but killed the infantry. Lost infantry taking Bury. So overall, a very, very strong Japan start, and a very strong German start as well. Yeah, and then finally the fighter, 2 infantry to Japan. 2 transports to Sea Zone 60 with a battleship protecting it, just in case. There was a quite significant threat from the UK here. This is very interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 2 submarines, 2 bombers, and 2 fighters on 61. So, yeah. Fully stacked Sea Zone 61 just in case. Alright, so yeah, that's Japan's moves here. I don't think I'll mention every single move set. It's 5 players at the end of the day. It's hard to keep track of all of it. But seeing this should give a pretty good idea. So yeah, this is a standard kill Germany from the US here. Destroyer carrier, 2 transports, 2 infantry, all on the eastern coast. Sea Zone 11. Took out the transport in Sea Zone 16. This is why it was so vital that the UK took this. So you could stack it with Russia and get a US and Russian planes here, and then also take out this transport. This is why I put an infantry in Italy, so I could pick up these 2 to actually trade or slingshot 2 units into Ukraine, or have a reason to try and keep the battleship alive. But the battleship's pretty much dead. There's 2 US fighters and 1 US bomber on 15, 16, 17, wherever I go. It doesn't matter. I don't know. I guess I prefer the US wasting material on it. And hope for the best that it gets a couple hits, maybe. Then took out my submarine in 10. 2 artillery, 6 infantry for the Russians. 4 to Caucasus, and then 2 infantry, 2 artilleries to Russia. took Kwangtung for 3. It took Karelia with 5 infantry, 2 artilleries, only losing 4 infantry, killing 5 infantry. Yeah, 5 infantry and 1 AA gun. That is an above average result there. I think it's a top 35%, something like that. It's not too out of this world, but it's still, he got some profit there, some good profit. And then took Bello, no units lost. Straight 1-to-1 trade and managed to take it. So, yeah, overall a very good UK and Russian response. I'm thinking 9 infantry, 2 artilleries and a bomber. Could get 13 infantry, but then I've got some IPC to spare, and I don't really want to buy too much artillery. I'm not really going to be... Germany's going to be on the defensive here, so I don't really need artillery that much. So I opted for a bomber. That is 7 German air, which is very good for efficient trades. It's really good at zoning some of these areas off. I might be able to dead zone 8. It should discourage a Medshark, hopefully. I don't really want them going for that. I'm not very experienced with Medshark defense, so I'm going to try and dissuade them any way I can. The battleship being here also puts pressure on 13. I'm going to have some fighters here, so I will have some pressure on 13, but the battleship should be dead and he can probably stack 13 with his entire navy and be fine. So yeah, 7 German air is a luxury. I'll make sure they're protected. I do have 2 subs here, and I'm going to opt for a 50-50 coin flip battle here. It's not straight 50-50, there's roughly a 41 to win as Germany and 56 for the Allies to hold here. But if I can pull this off, then there'll be no US transport sack to take Norway, so that delays them for 1 turn, which would mean that the US would then take it on round 3, get NIC round 4, deploy units round 5. Yep, I'm just praying that, well, if I get 1 hit in the first round and he misses both, then I get a surprise strike. Now, for trades, 2 infantry there, 2 there, 2 here, 5 tanks, then fighter, then 2 fighters. If I'm not mistaken, I'm stacking both France and Ukraine. And yeah, I have like a 74... 76 to hold France and a 79 to hold Ukraine. Roughly a minus. This is a 1-2-3 punch. I don't know what to expect in these team games, but there might be some wacky like 1-3 punches on these stacks. So I've got to make sure I can withstand all 3 nations. 60. Minus 67 attacker profit if the Allies hit this. Alright, this is it, I think. I could go for Egypt and trade it. It will force more UK. I suppose I could do that. If he gets a hit back and I don't, I just retreat. It might be worth being aggressive here and forcing UK to respond by pulling units from Persia. Because the more units he commits to Africa, the higher the chances of a J3 timing. I don't think we have it, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of allied units here, but I am pressuring the Caucasus, so it actually might be worth doing that. Going for a round. If he gets a hit, I retreat, and that's fine. I still have a small stack. I'm just worried if I don't hit this, he sends an artillery. Picks up 2 guys who have 3 infantry, 1 artillery to the fighter, and then I can't break it, so that's why I want to take it. I think. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's lock these in. I actually have a spare fighter. I forgot that I have a spare fighter, so I could put it in France or Ukraine, depending on how I'm feeling. Yeah, that's it. That isn't plausible, but it is like a 42, so pretty much a coin flip. And hopefully these trades go well. Yeah, good luck to the Germans, especially this one. If he gets 3 hit back, that's very painful. Good luck to the Germans. It's opting for the coin flip. See if this works here. Wow. Okay. Kept the destroyer. An even trade. I guess I'll take that. I've not seen someone do that. But it makes sense. Right, I got West Russia, very nice. Right, we took Bellow, very nice. This is the iffy one. Especially if I get all misses like that. Oh! It's more like it. Right, hopefully I pop the infantry. If he hits me, then I'm just going to retreat, that's fine. Yep. Alright, well, that's one less allied ship. And I did account for the worst case scenario on France. It's unfortunate, but he can now take Norway for an IC down. Get it up and running for round 4. Which is very unfortunate. I was hoping to delay it for one more turn, but well, that is a coin flip for you. So. Yep, move these guys forward. I'll move the battleship in 15, because that's the most useful spot for me. So I put slight pressure on 13, but let's be honest, the battleship is dead. After all that, I have one fighter to spare that I can put somewhere. Now, I want to put it forward so I can have better trades. Or is the Allies desperate enough to hit this? 1, 2, they have 1 American fighter, 1 American bomber, 2 infantry, and artillery tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's not an option. I don't see why they would do that, but I've accounted for if the UK air raids it. Keep AA. Dies after artillery, it doesn't matter, but just in case he air raids France beforehand, the AA is available for both the UK and the US. That should be everything. I'm going to send the extra fighter to Italy because I'm going to deploy the bomber here, so I put more pressure on Egypt. And the bomber can still reach 7, so I still have 2 fighters, 1 bomber on this. Not that it really matters, because he has an extra destroyer here now. And the cruiser can make it there as well. I mean, it's either I hit this now, it's a 50-50, payoff is pretty decent. It slows him down, or I just run away into 6. But then the US can stack 13 UK buys destroy to block me, even with fighters that trying to dead zone this. I go to 5, destroyer buy, blocks 8. UK can put a fleet down. Doesn't matter how much air force I have, I'm not going to hit it. So yeah, I think it was a very good use here despite it not working, but I still killed the cruiser. Interesting doctrine, keeping the destroyer when sub to present. That's very interesting. I've not seen that utilized yet. The more you know, the more you learn, really. Bomber, infantry, and then the rest into Germany. All right. I think that's a decent response to the Allies there from the Germans. Decent attack power lead. Got to keep Germany nice and strong for Japan here. Japan is going to have to come in for the win, pretty much. I can keep a very defensive forward position with Germany when needed. I can offer a 1-2 punch to help Japan and go on the defensive. I can be flexible like that, but Japan will have to save the day for the Axis. All right. Yeah, that is the end of Germany round 2. I'll be back for Germany round 3.